VIA is nearing the end of their order of the Siemens charger sets that they currently have, with 30 of 32 of the sets being delivered. But apparently, there's one tiny little thing that they hate about these sets. But first, let's give a comparison. VIA is the only one to have permanently coupled sets, whereas every other company with Siemens chargers or say Siemens Venture sets have the typical couplers that you see with everything else. You might think that it may have been a choice by VIA, but apparently it isn't. This choice was by Siemens, and apparently this is the thing that VIA hates. VIA actually doesn't like the fact that the sets are permanently coupled, but Siemens didn't let them modify the order. Meaning that Siemens just decided, oh, let's just give them permanently coupled sets. I'm sure everything will be fine, right guys? Yeah. Anyways, this sort of creates a bit of a logistical nightmare for VIA, since these are the only permanently coupled sets that they have ever since, well, pretty much ever. This means the charger is the only locomotive that can pull these sets, basically shafting the F40 and P42, as again, they can't pull it unless they pull the charger with it. So if the charger dies, well, you're in a bit of a problem, because, well, you can't replace it with any other locomotive except for another charger. And there are only enough chargers for each set that VIA has, 32 chargers for 32 sets. So if you need another charger, you're basically sacrificing a set to rescue another set. Speaking of the sets, if one car dies in the set, the entire set has to go out of service. This is again due to the fact of the permanently coupled train sets. They are actually bolted, so good luck. Now the sets can actually be configured to be between 3 and 7 cars long, but as said before, they are bolted, meaning that doing that would take much longer than simply uncoupling a train and then coupling it to something else. And considering the ever-changing demand of VIA trains, VIA Rail trains can go from this long to this long. Yeah, a little bit of a problem. And on top of that, if you wanted to shunt these around the yard, oh well, looks like you're using a charger as well. Pain, isn't it? Hopefully Ontario Northland, who is tailing on VIA with these Siemens sets, does not get the same problem. Because, well, considering Ontario Northland, this might be a problem if they ever do. But anyways, what does this say about Siemens? They probably should have asked VIA what they wanted before going ahead with something which turns out is not a good thing, and VIA even hates it. Unfortunately, it is very likely VIA won't be able to do anything or will want to do anything now due to the fact that they're essentially done with this order with only 2 remaining sets needing to be delivered, and returning all 32 sets when they're basically already in the midst of changing a bunch of stuff with VIA Rail's fleet, yeah, we're basically just gonna have to suck it up essentially. But it's honestly weird considering VIA's the first to ever have bolted sets. I mean, look at Brightline and look at how they deliver their stuff. Only the coaches just need to be taken by a singular locomotive of any company delivering them. It's not like where VIA Rail needs a whole set completed just to be delivered. And say if VIA needs any more coaches from Siemens, they need a new locomotive to bring them up because they can't exactly change the style of coupling that they use, because why would you have a different type of coupling system? Because that would just add a whole logistical nightmare on top of another. So yeah, this is just hell on earth if you really think of it. Anyways, in this entire debacle, all I could say is I'm surprised they coped for this long. With sets that are essentially incompatible with the rest of the fleet, I really don't know what VIA will do now, or at least in the future, because If they want to replace the entire thing, well, they gotta allocate money for that. Oh wait, it's the government's job to allocate money like they did to even get these sets. Yeah, we're not seeing that anytime soon. Alright, let me end this off. Essentially, Via, yeah, just cope with it, honestly. Anyways, what do you guys think about this revelation? Alright, that's it. See ya.